Buonasera, buonasera e benvenuti. Good evening and welcome. My name is Monica Ercolani. I am the Vice President of the ICC, the Italian Culture Community Center, and I'm here tonight representing the Board of Directors, the staff, and the Cultural Center, and Erika Meyers, our director. Mirabilis. Mirabilis is a great, beautiful invention of Dottoressa Antonella Incicchitti. Grazie mille, Antonella. Thank you so much. Grazie. Antonella, scientific attaché of the Consulate General of Italy, with great enthusiasm and a lot of passion, invented and organized this incredible event. A photographic adventure of which with more details will be revealed to us by Consul General Mauro Lorenzini, to whom I will leave the floor in a few moments. I would like to take this opportunity to thank everyone who is here tonight, and especially to emphasize the importance of this significant and productive collaboration between the Italian Cultural Community Center and the Italian Consulate. We really are having a lot of collaboration together, and definitely we can see the result that collaborating together bring a lot of great results. E quindi grazie mille, signor Console. The program for the evening will start with greetings by the Consul, then a message from Onorevole Christian Di Sanzo, grazie Christian, and then Dr. Michele Sartori will remember Paolo Angelini, who unfortunately passed recently. Then will be the screening of three short messages from the winners, followed by the award ceremony, and then a small reception at the end. Thank you very much for being here. So thank you so much for being here tonight. And I will leave the floor to the Consul Mauro Lorenzini. Grazie mille, buona serata a tutti.
About their work, about their contribution to science. So not only because this, but mainly, I would say, from my point of view, because this project really has been made possible by the collaboration of all the Sistema Italia. You know, the Sistema Italia, I call Sistema Italia, we all call Sistema Italia, all the institutions, all the people that are working here in the consulate area, representing Italy. So this project really, the idea of this project was able to put everybody together, and everybody gave his contribution. So what I would like to do now is to recognize and to thank all the institutions, the people who gave their contribution to make this project possible. First of all, the Italian Cultural Center. Thank you very much for hosting us. I think it's the ideal venue to do something like this, to have this award ceremony, because this is the cultural center of the Italians in Houston. So I'm very happy to be here, so thank you to Monica Ercolani and to Erika Meyers. Thank you to the Italian Cultural Institute of Los Angeles, because not only people in Texas, but also the Italian Cultural Institute of Los Angeles participate and contribute and support the project. The Italian Trade Agency in Houston, the Committee of Italians Abroad of Houston, Comites, and I saw that tonight is represented by the President Salvo Saieva. The Association of Italian Researchers in the Consulate Area, so ISNA, the Southwestern chapter, and the Texas Scientific Association, Italian Scientific Association. The Italian American Chamber of Commerce, so thanks to the Executive Director Alessia Paulicchi. The Director for Education of the Consul General in San Francisco, because also from there they sustain and support the project. Professor Alda Nicosia of the University of Houston. And last but not the least, Dr. Domenico Redemani, that needs like a special recognition because he's really managed all the internet things related to the portal for the project. So thank you very much. So as you can see, like everybody contribute to the project, and everybody in all these institutions did something. And this for me is the real result, because the idea was to put together the community. And the idea worked, so thanks to also to Dottoressa Angelini. Okay, a little bit about what we have around. The exhibition that you see around here is basically a selection. They're not all the pictures. These are 40 pictures. We couldn't like print them all, but you could see them all in the pen drive that you can take at the entrance. So in the pen drive, you can see all 70 and something pictures. These are only 40. In a few minutes, Dr. Inchiquitti will present the winners, because all this picture has been voted by the schools and by the people, because at a certain point we opened to, everybody wanted to select the favorite picture. And yeah, now I would like to give the floor to Honorable Christian Di Sanzo, that really coming from the other part of the North American continent, coming from Canada, decided to come here and to participate to this event. I'm very grateful to him, and I will very soon give the floor to him. And following these presentations, we all can enjoy some refreshments in the other room. And once again, thank you for coming, for participating. It's been a very remarkable journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Consul General. Thank you, Vice President Monica Ercolani. Thank you to Dr. Inchiquitti for organizing this event. To all the institutions that collaborated to make this event successful. So I was, so as you know, I represent all Italians living in North America, so Canada, United States, and all the countries down to Panama in Rome in the Parliament. And I'm actually on the committee that is the Economic Activity Committee and Commerce Committee, which is actually taking care of a lot of the applications that come from scientific discoveries, such as now we're talking about, for example, artificial intelligence. So we're really looking at how you can apply science to the economic and productivity system in Italy. So as the Consul mentioned, this morning I was in Montreal, last week I was in New York. I'm in North America for a few days, doing a little bit of a trip of a journey of multiple communities. And the fact that I was able to fit these couple of days in Houston was very exciting for me, because Houston is my home. As many of you know, I lived here for the last year of my life, and I really wanted to be here because, as I mentioned, all the other cities, and the reason why I was mentioning them is because they have quite large Italian communities there. And Houston is a great community. It's not as large, but there is a very a great quality of Italians living here. We have scientists, we have entrepreneurs, we have professionals. It's a very exciting community. And these activities, these initiatives, such as the one that we're here for tonight, they help us put Houston on the map. And that is really important. It's important for me representing the institutions of Italians abroad in Rome. It's important for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to know that these things are happening. And it's really important for us as a community. So, and it's not just the collaborating between different institutions, but it's the networking that we can do as a community. It's the sense of community that we can all take a pride being part of this community. And as well, it really helped us welcome the newcomers, the Italians that are just arriving, the new students, scientists, postdoc, researchers. And of course, this tonight is dedicated to them, but there are a lot of people that are coming to Houston because it's one of the community that is growing at one of the largest space in the entire United States. So thank you again to the Consulate General for organizing this initiative. These initiatives are really important for us, and thank you all for being here because it highlights the importance of our community. So thank you so much.
Good evening. I would like to thank all the community, all these people, because ideas can become reality only when we work together, because together we are stronger. So without a community, nothing is possible. So thank you. The spirit of Mirabilis provided an opportunity to highlight the profound contributions of Italian scientists that are working in our area. And the participating scientists represent only a fraction of the more of 400 brilliant Italian minds that are working in different areas of research and that we have in our jurisdiction. And in addition to this core aim, Mirabilis also sought to ignite curiosity and inspire STEM passion among our students and across Arkansas, Louisiana, Oklahoma, and Texas. Some of these students and their teacher are here with us this evening, and we are delighted to have you here. I think that we have the DAV Virtual Academy in Edmond, Oklahoma, with Mr. Kalskan and colleagues and teachers. Are you here? Okay, thank you very much. There are nine people from Oklahoma. Thank you very much for coming. The Ballet High School in Houston with Mrs. Borsa. The Chester, Academy for International Studies in Houston with Mrs. Salerno Minotti. And we have the Goose Creek Memorial High School in Baytown near Houston with Mrs. Solinas. And so thank you very much for your coming and for participating. And really, as a scientific attaché, I must admit to experiences a kind of love syndrome for the 74 images that you upload for the Mirabilis contest. To me, each one is a victory, because I see the efforts, I see the challenges, I see the hard work, the thrill of discovery. So thank you very much to all for your enthusiasm in participating. And before to go on with the presentations of the three scientists whose images received the most votes, we will remember one of our scientists who is no longer with us, Professor Angelini, and I give the floor to Dr. Sartori to honor his memory. Please.
Thank you, Dr. Cicchiti, onorevole Consule, onorevole Monica, grazie per l'invito e per l'introduzione. È veramente un piacere essere qua stasera per commemorare Paolo Angelini. Lui senza dubbio avrebbe amato moltissimo essere qui. Let me change to English. My first impulse was to start in Italian, but I understand that not everybody speaks Italian. Yeah. I came to Houston in 1982 to study with Dr. Angelini from Italy. At the time, his fame in Italy was unsurpassed. I remember there was a cardiologist, like I was finishing up my study in cardiology and I wanted to improve myself, and there was a cardiologist in my village between Parma and Reggio Emilia, where I grew up, that was working in Bergamo in the clinic of Professor Parenzan, and at the time in the early 80s was one of the few centers in Italy that was providing enough cardiovascular care. And he told me, he said, if you want to learn cardiology, you need to go to Houston and study with Dr. Angelini. I was lucky enough that 6 months later, I was offered to come on a 1-year contract at UT in Austin. And I was not speaking English, so for me, Austin, Houston was the same thing. I accepted immediately. It was a one-way ticket with Pan American, and Brani was the airline from New York Kennedy Airport down to the old airport in Austin. And I arrived in Austin, I did not speak any English, and so I realized that I was in the wrong city. So my next 24 months goal was to try to come to Houston, and I was lucky enough that eventually, I came and I met Paolo. I remember like it was yesterday when I waited for 2 hours until he finished his angioplasty, and I saw this tall fellow with big surgical attire coming, and I don't remember if he was smoking a cigarette, but at the time he was still smoking. And I expressed to him my desire to study with him, and from there on, our common adventure began, and I was eventually able to come to Houston and work with him, and in the same center at the Texas Heart Institute, in the same hospital. And he has been, my leading person over the year, even if we were not in the same group anymore. But we developed over the years a common respect and I would say friendship that has lasted for very long. His surgical technique, being a cardiologist, cardiologists are kind of a hybrid between internist and a surgeon, because over the course of the year, cardiology has evolved so much so that now we rarely send people to have their chest cracked open. We work with catheter going from the groin or from the wrist. We can get inside the vessel. We even have micro ultrasound that can show us the inside of the vessel. And so he was really a master in doing that. And he was one of the few at the beginning that was exceptionally good in using the catheter from the elbow. I remember when I saw him working the first time, I said, oh my God, I will never be as good as he is. He wrote a variety of articles, and he was a maverick. Paolo, if one has to define the type of scientist that he was, I cannot come up with any other thing as maverick, because he was thinking out of the box. I remember that over the years that I attended all the cardiovascular noon conferences at St. Luke's Hospital, he was one of the few that was always there when there was a speaker coming from outside, and he was essentially contesting everything. So he always looked at the other side of the coin. And initially, for somebody like me coming from abroad that was so fascinated with the American medicine, and I couldn't understand why he had such a non-orthodox approach. But then, over the years, I really appreciated that. Because you see, after 40 years in medicine, I learned that unless you think out of the box, unless you challenge what is supposed to be a postulate, then there is no advancement, there is no progress. It's only by destroying what comes before you, in a way, completely or in part, that we can advance. And, think about what other scientists like Claudio Rovelli have come up with. It's essentially, and I think the Italian spirit, with this richness, a combination of discipline, but also creation, offers to science the perfect opportunity for this advancement in science. And that's why, we have, this is a great idea, a great opportunity, because puts together medicine, science, art. Because if you think about medicine, it is science and art. It's not a true science, but it's not completely an art. You need to do both things. And it was a little painful at the end, just a couple of months before Paolo passed, that some people at his institution challenged him because they did not understand who he was and what he was, what he represented. He represented the perfect combination of exactly that: medicine, science, and art. And you cannot therefore attack somebody. You cannot attack an artist, because, like Plato said, cosa lieve è infatti il poeta, e alata è sacra. I don't know how to translate exactly that. I hope some of you understood that, but he said that the poet, the artist, is something that is close to God. He is something that is so subtle that almost can fly. And with this word, I think I'm going to leave you. Paolo was a great man, a great father, a great physician, a great master, a great mentor. I hope I gave a picture to all of you, and I thank you very much for coming tonight.
Thank you.